Hey everybody, it's Gavin and Joey, and we are going to be doing the announcements together. And it's April Fool's Day, and I didn't think of any pranks to pull against you.
I didn't even realize it was April 1st already.
I've had that several times where it takes me about 20 seconds to remember what day it is because it's such a weird time. So I'm going to do just a couple quick announcements here, and then Joey's going to mention a few things about youth, and then give kind of a devotional thought for us. Just as this is kind of the midweek update for this week. So. Hope you guys are doing well. I know this season, it feels like it's been going on for a long time, but it's only been a couple of weeks. So I just wanted to remind us to keep checking in on each other through phone and text and however we can. I hope you guys are having a chance maybe for some exercise or reading or being able to have some fun with your family, whatever you can do. I want to say thank you so much for your faithfulness in tithing. Just really grateful. Many of you are giving online, maybe even some who haven't done that before. So thanks for exploring that. And others of you dropping off checks. We're just so grateful for that. I wanted to mention Band of Brothers is meeting by Zoom, and just wanted to mention that to the men in the church. If you're interested in joining us, I believe it may be at 9 o'clock this Sunday, right before when some of us watch the sermon. So Barry Babcock could be a good contact person for that, or I'd be happy to help you get connected with that if you'd like to join us if you're one of the guys in the church. And then I have one more announcement about a possible internship this summer, but let me just pause and let Joey talk about youth stuff a little bit.
Yeah, so we are still meeting with the youth on doing an online Zoom meeting on Sunday evenings from 6 to about 7:30 or 8. So our same normal time, and it's been really cool, huge blessing to see how God's been working through that. We still have had our normal attendance, just about all of our kids still coming to youth group online. So it's a cool thing because the kids are better with technology than us adults are. So,
Yeah.
but
Some of us.
yeah. So 6 o'clock on Sunday nights, we are still doing our youth meetings on Zoom. So if anyone needs to be included in that, you can shoot me your email and I can send that link out to you to make sure you get an invite to that.
Awesome. And Joey's been real helpful too as we've been trying to reach out by phone and just make sure no one is kind of slipping through the cracks. So we just want to make sure we're keeping up good communication with you guys, and let us know. The church office is open on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can also email or call us personally and just let us know if you have any needs, any prayer requests, any ways we can serve you. One thing I wanted to mention is I had a seminary student at a seminary out in Philadelphia called Westminster Seminary reach out to me and inquire about doing an internship this summer here. And I told him, well, we don't have it in the budget to have a funded internship. And he said, that's okay. I still want to come and just learn and participate and be there. So I said, well, let me pray on that. And so I just wanted to bring that to you guys as a church and just mention that. I think the way that it would work is if someone felt led to help him with housing. I don't know if anyone has an extra room or back house or something that you'd be willing to let him use for that. We talked a little bit about this as an elder council, and I think our feeling was, well, we just want to kind of lay this before the Lord, lay it before the church, and just see if God would direct us in some way. So it'd be great to have an opportunity to invest in someone. He's a younger pastor he's from Brazil, wanting to serve as a pastor back in Brazil, and he just felt like he could benefit from being a part of our church family for a bit. He's from a Presbyterian upbringing, but he's become a Baptist, and I think he wants to learn about being at a Baptist church and wants to be mentored by me and some of the others here as well a little bit. So I just wanted to mention that's a need, and just see if the Lord lays on anyone's heart to help us with the housing issue. It may even become a point where we would pray about, could we help with transportation as well? Is there a car that he could use, whether it be for a couple of weeks of the summer or for the whole summer? So I don't know what the Lord will do with that. I just want to mention that to see if, I don't want to be unresponsive if God's giving us an opportunity here. So I'm just mentioning that. And if you would just pray about that, it could be a great opportunity for us to invest in a younger pastor in training during this season. So I'm just mentioning that need and asking you to pray with us as we're seeking the Lord about that. So thank you. That's all I have for today. I'll be putting up the sermon on Saturday, and wanted to give Joey a chance to kind of shepherd us a little bit in this time too.
Yeah, so I hope you guys are all hanging in there, as I'm sure many of us have. I've had some chance to just kind of reflect this week, and man, to be 100% honest, I think these last few days have been filled with a lot of just frustration, as there's more and more closures. Not frustration that things shouldn't be closed, but just frustration of life is changing right now, and this is such an interesting season that none of us have really experienced anything like this before. And there's less and less that we're able to do. This last week they closed Lake Casitas, so I can't even go fishing anymore. So that's completely closed. But I think that there's so many things that are unsure during this season right now. Some of us don't know, where the next paycheck is going to come in. Some of us don't know how long we're going to have work for. And it's just this weird balance of what is set in stone and what's not. How long is this going to last? And as I've been reflecting on that this week, something that really stuck out to me is that there is one assurance that we can be 100% assured of, and that is that God is with us during this time. And I think that that's something that we can almost become numb to, that we hear and that we can tell ourselves, but we forget the real impact of that God is with us in everything that we're doing. In youth group, we've been going through a series on the book of John, and last week we read John chapter 10, and we hear about Jesus as the good shepherd, and how he guides us, and we are his sheep, and we hear him and we listen to his voice, and he guides us, and he says he holds us in his hand and nothing can snatch us away. And in John chapter 17, later on in the book, Jesus is actually praying for his disciples, and he says, God, protect my disciples, for they are not of this world, just as I am not of this world. So we have a God that loves us so much that he says, I am your shepherd and you are my sheep. I will hold you in my hand and nothing will snatch you away. We have a God that walks with us through everything, through all this chaos that we have right now. He is with us and he is embracing us. And I think it's easy to look at all the negatives and be frustrated and say, this is canceled and this is canceled and I'm bored at home and I can't do my normal schedule. But I've been challenged this week to look at the things that we can be thankful for. So to look at the ways that God is providing for us right now. Maybe it's the simple answer of, God's given me a place to stay. I have a roof over my head. For me, one of the many things that I've seen that God is providing right now is I get more time at home with my wife, Emily. And we've just been able to hang out and play games and have fun and laugh a lot, and so it's been a joyful season with that. So what are some things that God is providing for us that we can be thankful for in this time? Because he is with us, and this is a hard season, but we have one assurance, and that is that God loves us, and he is with us, and he is providing for us. But I think sometimes we look so much at the negatives that we don't look at the things that we can be thankful for, the things that God is providing for us. So that's one challenge I just want to give us during this time, is to not forget to look up and say, God, I need you right now. I need your provision. Would you embrace me, God, and would you lead me through this time?
That's awesome. Thank you, Joey. Really, really helpful reminder of where to put our focus. And I just will leave us with a verse from Lamentations 3, written in a time of pain and right in the spirit of what Joey's sharing with us. It says verse 25, the Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the soul who seeks him. It is good that one should wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. It's just been on my mind. We're going to be doing a lot of waiting, and it's a good thing to wait upon the Lord. Love you guys. Praying for you. Keep us posted on any ways that we can serve you, and we'll be sending out the sermon on Saturday. Bless you guys. Bye.
Love you guys.